now in this video I am discussing the mechanisms of a river. It is known as works of a river. First you see the chart. A river works in three ways. Okay, first it works in erosion, which is we can found mainly in the upper course. Erosion can be divided into four type of erosion we can see, that is corrosion or abrasion, corrosion or solution, hydraulic action and attrition. Now this abrasion can be divided into parts, that is vertical and lateral. It can be two types. The next we can see is transportation, which can be seen in the middle course of a transportation. Can be a solution, suspension, saltation and traction load. And the last one we can see in the lower course, that is deposition. So the conditions necessary for depositions will be the same like delta, more or less same like delta, though I will discuss the conditions what are necessary. First we will discuss the erosional work of a river, which we can see in the upper course. As it begins to flow along the slope of the land, a river does a lot of work for its smooth journey to the sea. It reshapes the land through which it flows. The work of a river can be divided into erosion, transportation and deposition. These works depend on the amount of energy, the power of the river. The energy of the river again depends on the factors like the volume of water and velocity. This energy is used in erosion of a river banks and beds, transportations of eroded debris and their deposition. So the first is erosion. In the upper course what we can see, that the work of a river by which the river wears away its bed and banks of its channel is called the erosion. The four methods of erosions are corrosion or abrasion. Corrosion is the action in which the river beds and sides of its channel wears away. Corrosion is of two types, vertical and lateral. So it is a mechanical process. The vertical corrosion is the process of down cutting. When a river erodes downward and deepens the valley, it is known as vertical corrosion. The lateral corrosion is the process of side cutting. When a river erodes the side and widens the valley, that times a narrow valley widens due to the side cutting, that is known as lateral corrosion. Mechanical erosion also. Okay, now what type of landform forms due to the corrosion? Corrosion creates round holes on the river bed called potholes, and plunge pool is also produced by the corrosion at the base of the waterfall. Next one is corrosion or solution. It is the action by which the river dissolves the soluble rocks of the river bed and channels walls. This action of the river is predominantly noticed on the limestone rock. It is a kind of chemical change. Next one is hydraulic action. It is the action of mechanical loosening of rocks from channel walls of river bed. When the river water splashes with great force into the cracks, the loose particles are then swept away and are transported by river. The next one is attrition. It is the action by which the load of rivers such as boulders, pebbles, stones, etc. collide with another and break down into the smaller pieces. So they are basically dashing with one another, the smaller pieces. Erosion is an effective action of river in its upper and mountainous course. This river is full of energy in this course and wears away the banks and bed to produce the different landforms like V-shaped valley, gorge, rapid, waterfalls and potholes, etc. In the next, that is transportations or the middle course. They work by which the river carries away the eroded materials from one place to another is called the transportation. The materials that the river transports are called its load. There are four methods for transportations. Number one is solution. The materials like salts are usually dissolved in river water and are carried in solution. Next, suspension. Sand, silt and mud are carried in suspensions as the river flows. Majority of the river load or 70% of the river is carried in this way, the river load. Number 3, that is saltations. By this method, the larger loads jump up and then hit the bed and side of the channel and repeat this process to break into the smaller particles. Now the traction load, the materials like rocks, boulders, pebbles, stones, etc., which are too heavy to float, are rolled along the river bed by the traction or pulled load. That means the bigger stones are so heavy that they dip down and then it's pulled down according to the gravity. The last one is deposition. Transportation we can see in the middle course of the river. Deposition we will see in the lower course of the river. The work by which the river drops and deposits the transported materials on its banks are called depositions. Depositions takes place when volume of water decreases due to the less rainfall, dry season, drought and porous rock bed on which it flows. Number 2, load increases. Number 3, slopes of the land is gentle. Number 4, presence of the lake or depression in its course. Then the process of depositions is prominent in the middle or lower course of the river when it flows through the plain land. Some conspicuous landforms features like oxbow lakes, floodplain, natural levee, delta are etc. formed due to the depositions. So these are the types of the works how river does in the different stages, and due to this work, this is the background, due to this work they form the different kind of landforms in different stage of its course. I think this video will help you to understand the formation of a river basin. Thank you. Next video I will make on a different topic. Okay.